Thanks to the Steam platform, there are tons of amazing games for PC players to purchase, download, and enjoy. The Steam Greenlight program is even helping indie developers push their products, giving players even more choices, with tons of games released on the service each month. Steam also makes it incredibly easy for players to join one another in games, thanks to the handy friends list and invite features. This makes the platform the perfect place for players to hop online and enjoy cooperative adventures together. There are tons of great co-op games on Steam to choose from, ranging from AAA releases to indie darlings. To better point out some of the memorable cooperative adventures floating around the service, here's a look at some of the best co-op games on Steam and what players can expect from them. As a sequel to a beloved RPG franchise, Baldur's Gate 3 took a new direction under a different developer, aiming for near perfection to avoid backlash. Larian somehow achieved just that. After spending a few years in early access, Baldur's Gate 3 was finally released on Steam in August 2023, delivering everything most players could desire in a CRPG. The game's character creator is intricate and impactful, setting the tone for the entire campaign. This sets the stage for the rest of the experience, where player choice plays a pivotal role in this Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Baldur's Gate 3 was hailed as one of the best single-player RPGs of 2023, excelling in both single-player and co-op modes. Players can join each other's campaigns, largely dictating their interactions with the world. While groups can opt to do everything together, they can also split up, focusing on different objectives. Launching into early access on January 19, 2024, Palworld instantly took the gaming world by storm, cracking the million-player count on Steam. It is safe to say that Pocket Pair's open-world survival game with monster collection and shooter elements is a resounding success, and the project is still a work in progress. While the latter fact might discourage some folks from taking the plunge, the current version is hardly lacking in content, although some aspects are rough around the edges and mechanics could change as the weeks and months roll by. Still, Palworld is an impressive achievement by any metric, and it manages to cover various genres and concepts without buckling under the weight of its ambition. While not especially punishing, the game's survival elements are handled fairly well, especially the building and crafting. The gunplay is not that big of a focus and takes a while to open up, but the action is exciting whenever it takes center stage. The monster taming element attracted the most attention before Palworld's debut, and the project succeeds in taking ideas from staples like Pokemon while still carving out a unique identity. The game is largely presented as a solo experience, and anyone who decides to stick to their own worlds will not feel like they are missing out on a large part of the overall package. However, Palworld also supports multiplayer in the form of 4-player co-op, along with servers that allow for 32 players at a time. While showcasing the game's early access status due to its somewhat uneven implementation, this component nevertheless adds another dimension, permitting players to work together to craft bases and head out on exploitative adventures as a unit. Void Interactive's Ready or Not spent roughly 2 years in early access before officially launching in December 2023, and that time was well spent. Playing as members of a SWAT unit, players can tackle over 15 well-designed, fairly large maps in this tactical shooter. While the gunplay is solid, Ready or Not emphasizes tactical gameplay over twitch shooting, encouraging teamwork for success and a high score. The enemy AI is aggressive and intelligent, requiring strategic coordination rather than brute force. Ready or Not offers a single-player option that pairs players with AI characters, but this detracts from the game's sophistication. As such, this release is best enjoyed by those planning to play online multiplayer with friends. For those struggling to assemble a full squad, reaching out to the community through Discord or Reddit is recommended. With a relatively large player base, finding a few people to play with should not be too difficult. During my university days, I invested countless hours into League of Legends, more so than into my actual coursework. In essence, the game pits 2 teams of 5 against each other, with the goal of destroying each other's nexus, a crystal in their base. As the match progresses, players grow stronger, acquire new gear for their characters, and vie for control of the map. It's advisable to play with a friend who has experience, given the steep learning curve and depth of gameplay. For me, the appeal lies in mastering each character's nuances and coordinating with my team to secure crucial victories. Grand Theft Auto Online, GTA Online, might be linked to GTA 5, but it's very much its own universe. Hop online and up to 30 players can mess about in sandboxes designed for, well, practically everything. That's the thing about GTA Online, it's very difficult to get bored. There's mini campaigns built around heists, or servers designed for role-playing, or Hot Wheels-esque tracks for whizzing about in. And much like many of the others on this list, GTA Online is constantly being updated with loads of new heists, servers, and more. If anything, it's only maturing with age, and is a theme park filled with excellent set pieces and tons of silliness. Definitely worth a crack. From Software's Dark Souls series has been so popular with gamers over the years that it has managed to spawn its very own subgenre, dubbed Souls-like. Players looking for some tough-as-nails experiences can hop into Dark Souls or any of the Souls-like games floating around Steam. Many of From Software's releases featured some type of multiplayer mechanic, with players able to join or invade others in certain areas. Elden Ring took this formula and amplified it, thanks to its vast open world. With so many bosses and areas to explore, it's easy for players to find rival players to invade or cooperate with others who may be struggling in a specific area. Elden Ring offers one of the better multiplayer experiences found in a From Software game. Tekken 8, the latest installment in Bandai Namco's renowned 3D fighting franchise, stands out as one of the series' best entries yet. Its success largely hinges on the longevity of its multiplayer, despite offering an engaging single-player story. Boasting addictive combat mechanics and a diverse roster, Tekken 8 caters to both competitive and casual players. While not without its balance issues typical of a new release, the game's core action remains strong, making it a worthwhile experience for fans of the genre. Apex Legends is a blisteringly fast-paced battle royale game, where different characters face off to determine that they're the top survivor. And this is what sets it apart from the competition, really, as each character has 3 abilities to turn the tides of battle, as opposed to, well, none in other games. I'm a big fan of Pathfinder, a robot with a grappling hook that lets you close the gap, or escape from an enemy's clutches. It also lets you build up some sweet momentum so you can swing into the air, drop onto a ramp, and pull off a sweet slide. Again, that's something else Apex nails, a good slide animation. Call of Duty, Warzone 2, the highly anticipated sequel to the slick battle royale game Warzone, maintains its predecessor's reputation for fantastic gunplay and streamlined shooting mechanics. With a plethora of attachments to customize your weapons and a constantly evolving meta, Warzone 2 offers a compelling experience. Being free to play, the game provides a high-quality experience without requiring any financial investment, making it accessible to all players. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. After a successful pre-launch test period, the finals made its official debut toward the end of 2023, ending the year on a high note. While not garnering a universally positive reception, the multiplayer shooter has been largely well received, and its potential for future expansion has led to quite a bit of excitement. The game seems to be maintaining a healthy player base without bleeding too many users, and while the number of active people will likely decline as the months roll by, the current data suggests the finals will not be fading into the void that consumes so many failed online shooters. It feels contrived to describe Dota 2 as a hobby rather than a game, but that doesn't make that description any less fitting. I've poured thousands of hours of my life into it, and I can see myself pouring in thousands more. Dota isn't just a game, it's an eternally evolving battleground where limits are tested and friendships are forged. Sure, every competitive game is about testing limits, but part of what makes Dota special is how many it tests at once. There's the sheer amount of knowledge that it demands you absorb, the hundreds of items and spells, and the endless interactions between them. You'll need to hone reflexes, develop strategies, and learn to be patient with both yourself and others. Dota is stupendously silly. I mean that both in the sense that it's ostensibly about wizards trying to knock over rock gardens that form fragments of a sentient moon, and in a mechanical sense. I could have learned a language, or several, in the time I've spent playing Dota, but almost every match still includes unexpected moments that make me gasp and giggle. Although its reputation has declined somewhat since its 2023 debut, BattleBit Remastered is still among the most enjoyable multiplayer shooters on Steam. Taking a page from old-school Battlefield games, the early access title focuses on large-scale warfare, delivering a robust selection of guns, classes, and maps along the way. All-out war is the main focus here, and players can look forward to vehicle combat along with destructible environments. While the Minecraft-esque visual style might not be to everyone's fancy, the graphics work well here, and they make the game fairly accessible since it does not need an extremely powerful PC to run properly. BattleBit Remastered is still gradually developing, and a full release is not yet on the horizon. However, the current version has a lot to offer, and it is relatively affordable compared to premium AAA shooters. Sons of the Forest is the highly anticipated sequel to End Night Games' horror survival game, The Forest, released in 2014. Sons of the Forest continues the gameplay elements that made the original game popular, with new surprises added throughout. Currently in early access, the developers plan to add a substantial amount of new content over the coming months, with countdown timers outlining upcoming patches and releases. While the game can be played solo, it truly shines when played with friends, allowing players to build bases, set traps, and explore together. At this point, Rust has been around in some form for more than a decade, although its full debut happened in 2018. Despite its age, the survival game is still wildly popular, with the Steam version typically having over 60,000 active players. Consequently, new players interested in giving Facepunch's project a try will not struggle to find people to interact with. However, they might wish to avoid that scenario at first. Even though it has become more accessible in recent years, Rust is still cutthroat, with the game punishing inexperience and little mistakes. As a single-player option, the open-world title regularly challenges players' capacity for survival through its crafting, exploration, and base building. New Rust players should consider creating a solo server so they can get used to the mechanics and gameplay without the threat introduced by other users. However, for the proper Rust experience, PvP is a must since it injects a constant sense of danger and insecurity. Remnant 2, developed by Gunfire Games, continues the trend of third-person shooter Souls-likes, building on the success of its predecessor, Remnant, From the Ashes, released in 2019. Remnant 2 offers a more expansive experience with a greater variety of unlockable classes and build options, enhanced combat mechanics, and a wider range of diverse locations. The game still features procedurally generated elements, adding to its replayability. While playable solo, the game shines in its 3-player co-op mode, encouraging players to create balanced teams to tackle its challenging dungeons and obstacles, particularly on higher difficulty settings. Destiny 2, developed by Bungie, continues to captivate players with its immersive world and addictive gunplay. Despite some initial backlash, the game has maintained a strong following and is now one of the best free-to-play games on Steam. With a wide variety of weapons and classes to choose from, Destiny 2 offers a rich gameplay experience, especially for fans of looter shooters. The developers regularly update the game with seasonal and DLC content, ensuring there's always something new for both PvE and PvP players. Grounded, developed by Obsidian Entertainment, offers a unique take on the survival genre. Players are shrunk down to ant size and must navigate a backyard filled with insects and other threats. The game is designed for both solo and group play, with a focus on base building and survival mechanics. While the survival genre typically leans towards single-player experiences, Grounded demonstrates the benefits of adding multiplayer, providing a fresh perspective on the genre. With its charming writing and engaging gameplay, Grounded is a standout title in the survival genre. It Takes Two is a must-play for anyone seeking an immersive cooperative experience. Developed by the creators of A Way Out, this game is a masterpiece of collaborative gaming. From its captivating story to its stunning art style and addictive gameplay, It Takes Two offers a journey filled with action-packed puzzles that require players to support each other throughout. Players will seamlessly switch between leading and supporting roles, showcasing the game's beautifully balanced cooperative mechanics. It's a testament to the power of great multiplayer experiences. Counter-Strike has dominated the Steam charts for the last decade, and that is not going to change anytime soon. In 2023, Valve rolled out Counter-Strike 2, replacing CS:GO as the default option. Naturally, such a big change will always come with some growing pains, and the sequel's initial reception was not especially glowing. That said, it is still, by far, the most popular multiplayer game on Steam, and Valve will likely iron out most of the rough edges given time. Offering a few different modes that cater to both casual and professional players, Counter-Strike is very flexible, allowing players to play the game as they want to. The gunplay is generally rewarding and nuanced, while the maps are largely fantastic. The new version's visuals are a sight better than its predecessors, although CS2 is still not a graphical powerhouse. This is by design since accessibility has played such a big part in defining the franchise's legacy. Sea of Thieves, despite a rocky start, has become a staple in the online gaming world since its launch in 2018. Developed by Rare, the game offers a vast open world for players to explore, whether solo or as part of a crew. While it may lack a dense narrative, Sea of Thieves is rich in content, including missions, factions, treasure hunts, and dynamic encounters like battling a kraken. Its focus on player-driven adventures and exploration makes it a unique and engaging experience for players seeking a pirate's life on the high seas. Deep Rock Galactic is a futuristic and quirky first-person shooter that tasks players with collecting resources in various missions. As part of a team of 4 different classes, players must work together to complete tasks such as collecting minerals, defending areas, and handling threats. The game's cooperative gameplay and unique setting make for an engaging experience. Fortnite isn't only a battle royale, but a messy metaverse, swimming in dabs and franchises. But accept the silliness and you'll begin to uncover a polished shooter that's surprisingly complex. There's classic Fortnite, where building structures to aid you in battle is paramount to your success. A mode that I didn't get on with, personally, but there's no denying that those with adequate motor skills will delight in the building battles that can ensue between teams. And then there's no build mode, a recent addition that's brought me right into Fortnite's fold. It's Battle Royale as you know it, a circle closes and yada yada, without all the building malarkey. This means you've got Fortnite distilled into a more of a traditional shooter experience, only with the added benefits of Fortnite's silly metaverse, cars and gas stations, weird hamster balls with grapple hooks, Darth Vader, firework guns, fishing. It's without a doubt the most ludicrous battle royale mode out there, but it's without a doubt the most joyous. Rainbow Six Siege is a tactical shooter where both aiming skills and strategic thinking are essential for success. The game features different classes with unique abilities, adding depth to its gameplay. Players must carefully plan their attacks, utilizing destructible environments to their advantage. Coordination and teamwork are key, making each round feel intense and rewarding. Valorant is a tactical team-based shooter that's similar to CS:GO, but with ninjas and cyborgs. This isn't a game where you can jump around corners and spray wildly. Oh no! To succeed, you must coordinate with your teammates, get your aim on point, and master your favorite agents. And this is what separates Valorant from CS:GO really. Each hero comes with cool abilities like flashbangs that'll curve around walls, or teleports that'll shift you behind targets in a pinch. The fun lies in using these powers in creative ways and pulling off some clutch plays. Showdown is a PvPvE FPS game where players hunt down AI enemies while competing against other squads. The game's high-stakes nature comes from the risk of losing equipment permanently upon death. The outstanding audio design adds to the tension, with players relying on sound cues to detect enemies. Showdown offers a unique and immersive experience, blending elements of Battle Royale with intense PvPvE gameplay. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far and until next time, bye.